quite frankly, who's lazy, who is weak, who is soft, who wants their cake and wants to eat it, who's not prepared to put the hard work in. I don't think keto is hard work, by the way, but many people perceive it's hard, it's difficult, it's expensive, it's time consuming. People who don't want to cook. So if you don't know how to cook and you don't know how to make meals from whole foods, you will reach for the processed foods or the junk foods or the takeaways. You'll go to Macca's, you'll get your burgers. So if you're in any of those categories, then, this is probably the ideal diet for you, because you think, great, I can get the ketogenic benefits without actually having to do all the hard yards.
Hi and welcome back to Peak's Wellness Chat. Now, I always know it's going to be a great one when I give Lynn the topic and she starts to get a little bit... This one today is a doozy, because in our world we have lots of people who say, love to be well, I'd love to look like you guys, I'd love to have the energy, I'd love to get great success, I'd love to have all the benefits, but is there an easier way? And they look for the easy way and they try to cut corners and do things a little bit differently. And for sometimes it's for genuine reasons. Often it's just because they're soft and weak and all those other reasons. So today we're talking dirty keto.
Dirty keto.
So firstly, just in case you're not sure, we are not fans of dirty keto, but true wellness warriors will go through the process. We'll discuss what is dirty keto, what are the benefits of dirty keto, what does it do and not do, and so I guess understanding how to apply dirty keto versus strict keto. Then Glenn's going to walk us through the positives and the negatives, so if you choose each direction, and then we'll probably give you a bit of a summary at the end, in case you weren't sure.
Just in case you still thought you might like to do dirty keto,
even
after we told you not to.
You could get away with dirty keto. So, all right, let's get some definitions. So there's lots of different types of keto, but the ones we're going to focus on today is strict keto and dirty keto. So walk us through those two types, what they mean, for just to get an understanding of what we're talking about.
And so let's start with strict keto, because this is really where it all started. And what we're seeing now is the reason we're getting lots of variations on this theme is because this lifestyle is so popular, because guys, it gets results. So if you're not on the ketogenic diet, having a ketogenic lifestyle right now, then the interest you've got in it is probably because you've seen somebody out there who's got results, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's family and friends, or you've read an article about it. So it really does get results. But the original version of this diet or this lifestyle, essentially, the term strict is a bit of a misnomer in my book. It's about eating clean. It's about eating whole foods that are not processed, that come from their, in their natural state. So it's the grass-fed meats, it's the organic vegetables, it's the healthy natural butters like the coconut oil, the ghee, the grass-fed butter, the olive oil, and those sort of things, avocados, nuts, cheese, all those healthy foods, all the healthy fats, putting them together in a diet that's got a specific macro count. So we're talking about a high-fat diet that's around about 75% of the calories from fats, about 20% from protein, so it is only moderate in terms of its protein, and then less than 20 grams a day of carbohydrates. So that's really what we talk about when we're defining the ketogenic lifestyle, or the ketogenic diet.
Just maybe explain a bit, because the term, everyone sort of says ketogenic diet, and unfortunately there's a bunch of negative connotations and established sort of badges that go with the term diet. So we use the term ketogenic lifestyle. Why is that?
Because it's more than just an eating plan. This is not an eating plan, it's not a diet, it's not the sort of thing where you'd go on for a few weeks to lose weight, to get in your wedding dress, which is how we think about diets. They're short term.
It's a Band-Aid.
It's a Band-Aid. It's because you need to lose £2 or a kilo. This is not a diet in that sense, and it's more than a way of eating as well. It is a whole lifestyle. It's about how you approach your life. It's trying to look for ancestral patterns and mimic them, because, you know, we're trying to bring back some of the really good things from our ancestry, things that we've lost. And we're trying to eliminate some of the disease of modern day, which at the end of the day comes from our processed foods, our crops, our agriculture, and just the way we live our lives. So it's a lifestyle. It's more than just a short-term eating plan.
Cool. All right. So what are the numbers? What are we sort of the numbers we're looking for in a strict ketogenic lifestyle versus in a dirty? Is it different, or what's the differences there?
So the numbers are exactly the same.
Okay.
The macros are actually exactly the same. So the fact it's called keto, whether it's strict, dirty, lazy, or whatever else you hear about, the numbers are all the same. We're still targeting the same amount of fat, so a very high level of fat, same amount of protein, that moderate protein, and sticking under 20 grams of carbs. The reason keto or ketogenic lifestyle has been labelled as strict is because that's where people talk about tracking macros, carb counting, calorie counting, using apps to put all your food in. So for many people that's difficult, and we don't do it, we don't advocate it, none of our clients work in that way. But certainly when you get started with the ketogenic lifestyle, if you're not used to, you know, different types of foods and how their macros stack up, and you're missing the labels on your processed foods, it might be helpful to track your macros. It might be helpful to use an app. So it's got a place, but that's now been labelled as being strict.
Okay.
If you're tracking every meal, you're tracking everything that goes into your mouth every day, that is now labelled as strict keto.
All right, so if the numbers are the same, if we're still shooting for the same fats and carbohydrates and the same numbers, what's then the difference with dirty keto? What's the food difference that makes it dirty versus strict?
So if you think about where I started when I said keto is about clean food, dirty, as it's labelled, is about dirty food. Quite frankly, that's
right.
how I see it. It's basically that you can eat whatever you want to as long as the macros stack up.
Okay.
Right? So as long as you hit that fat count, that protein count, and that carb count, get your food from anywhere. Processed, unhealthy, junk food, takeaways, really doesn't matter. You can eat whatever you want, whatever your heart desires, as long as you hit the macros.
So then who would be attracted to cheating? What type of person, or what were particular reasons why someone would choose to still hit those same keto numbers but not use whole foods, clean foods? What would be the attraction to someone for that?
People will probably react to
I'm just
this.
going to hold her down there.
So you might need to bleep a few times on this one. It's anybody, quite frankly, who's lazy, who is weak, who is soft, who wants their cake and wants to eat it, who's not prepared to put the hard work in. I don't think keto is hard work, by the way, but many people perceive it's hard, it's difficult, it's expensive, it's time consuming. People who don't want to cook. So if you don't know how to cook and you don't know how to make meals from whole foods, you will reach for the processed foods or the junk foods or the takeaways. You'll go to Macca's, you'll get your burgers. So if you're in any of those categories, then, this is probably the ideal diet for you, because you think, great, I can get the ketogenic benefits without actually having to do all the hard yards. And the only other category of people I would sort of look at is anybody who's traveling. So I know it myself, if I'm travelling, if I've got to go on a 24, 36-hour journey, I can't carry all my food with me because I can't get it through the airports. There's such strict rules now about what you can and can't take on planes. And for that length of time, I can't keep good keto food fresh. And so I've got to get food. And if you look around at what's available in airports, in convenience stores, in hotels, it's not going to be the sort of food that I would normally eat, and I might have to go dirty for a day or two.
Dirty for a day. So let's part the opinions and let's say there must be some benefits. You're still hitting the keto numbers. So what would be the benefits of dirty keto, and then what are some of the negatives of going dirty versus staying to a more traditional keto lifestyle?
benefits. Let me think.
Did you make a list of the benefits? No.
I'm sure there are some. No, look, there are. At the end of the day, if you want to go keto, you want to dip your toe in the water, you want to try it, then you don't have to change all your food. And for some people, this is a radical change. It's a big change, and it's a difficult one to get your head around. So that's a benefit for some people. It means you can keep eating processed foods. So if you're busy, you're a working, you're a working mum, for example, and all you get a chance to do is call into the supermarket and grab some ready-made meals for yourself because you're making food for the family, then you may still want to use the processed food. And there it's easy because you can look at the nutritional information on the label and you can see if it fits into the macro counts.
Yep.
So it does make life easy for that sort of person. You will get results if you hit the macros. So if you're actually hitting that, 75% fat, 20% protein and 20 grams of carbs, you will lose weight. It may be slower, but you will see, some benefits. And you don't have to do all the tracking that some people do and some people really hate when they go strict keto. So it's got some benefits.
Small amount. The negatives. What's the negatives of choosing, and it is a choice, choosing to do dirty keto or lazy keto or a modified version, a lesser sort of strict version of keto? What are the negatives of going down that path?
So it's not really the keto lifestyle, so this is, as we said, it's a lifestyle. It's an approach to your life. You're looking for longevity. You're looking for all of the benefits, not only perhaps the weight loss. So you're not going to get the benefits of the keto lifestyle. Because you're eating junk foods, processed foods, unhealthy foods, any kind of fats that you want, you're not going to get the inflammatory benefit of a keto diet or a keto lifestyle. And they are quite significant. Once people have transitioned and have been on keto lifestyle for 3 months, what they find is all that chronic inflammation that's been around for years goes away. So they get the improvements in their joint function. Their muscles don't hurt in the same way. They've got more energy. And if you're doing dirty keto, you're not going to get all those benefits. You'll get some. You just won't get all of the anti-inflammatory. And that links to diseases as well. So in terms of your health, you're not going to get the health benefits with dirty keto that you will with full keto. Because again, it's, dirty keto is an inflammatory diet. Keto is an anti-inflammatory diet. So it's going to help with diseases like diabetes, cancer, autoimmune diseases, inflammatory diseases. So the only one there that it may help with is diabetes, because if you are struggling with your blood sugar control, then any kind of ketogenic lifestyle will help you. You'll get slower results because at the end of the day, you're burning a dirty fuel. And so you're going to get waste products and that's going to slow down your results. You're going to get inflammation in the body. It'll slow down the results again. So you won't get the full results. You won't get them as fast. And you won't get all the benefits of adapting to the keto lifestyle. And lastly, as you transition across, your transition from how you are today to that dirty keto will give you significant keto flu. So you may be deterred anyway in the first week because the symptoms could be pretty significant.
Yeah. So I'm not sure I need to ask this, but what's your recommendation if someone said to you dirty keto versus traditional keto? Your recommendations in a nutshell, what are they?
So unless you're in one of that category of, you really need to do dirty keto, then I would say do it once, do it right, transition, fat adapt. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. It's an amazing lifestyle. You will reap the benefits. Go strict. Don't worry too much about macros and tracking. You can get all the results from, just approaching it in the right way. And it's, 70% of this is about your mindset. If you believe you can do it, if you believe you deserve the benefits, you will do it. And only 30% is around having to cook and those sort of things. So recommendation, go full keto, go strict keto. Don't be tempted by dirty keto. It won't help you. Ignore the propaganda and get on board with a full keto lifestyle.